Have you ever measured your BMI? Maybe you're wondering if your weight determines your health. In this video, I'm going to explore BMI, how it should be used, and the truth behind its current misuse. I'm Lara, psychologist and food freedom coach, and I can help you create a healthy and happy relationship with food without guilt or emotional eating. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel and click that bell to be notified every single time I post a new video. Side note here, if you want to explore more about food freedom and you'd like to eat what you want, when you want, without stress, guilt or shame, then check out my masterclass. It looks like this, and all the details to register are in the links below. I've worked with so many clients who worry about their BMI. They stress about this idea that weight determines their health. In my Health Mindset Matters program, I work with clients to help them uncover the behaviours that do promote health rather than fixating on their weight. We've seen so many incredible transformations with people completely changing their relationship with food and their body. So before we dive into the content, I have a question for you. When was the last time you measured your BMI? So what is BMI, or body mass index? So BMI is a measure that uses both your height and your weight to identify whether you're supposedly healthy. And you'll see why I say supposedly as we get into the content. BMI has been used extensively since the 1970s, and it was a physiologist called Ansel Keys who suggested that it could be useful to quantify health for individuals. But is this actually true? You have to rewind back to the 1830s to answer this question, and the answer is no. It was actually never intended for clinicians to use it on an individual basis. The BMI actually emerged as a maths formula. It was developed by a Belgian astronomer and statistician who wanted to determine whether the laws of probability could be applied to humans at the population level. It was a statistical exercise and not intended for clinical use. Okay, so what's actually wrong with using the BMI today then? I have 6 main reasons I want to go through now. Number 1 is that BMI doesn't account for muscle mass. And this is exactly why bodybuilders are being told that they're morbidly obese. BMI just doesn't account for body composition, so it can't tell the difference between whether you've got lean muscle mass or body fat within your body. Number 2, BMI doesn't reflect today's women. It was developed using mainly men, but some women from the 1830s. In the 1830s, women were generally shorter and they had less muscle mass than the women of today. And this is definitely why a lot of female athletes are categorized as obese. Number 3, BMI is inherently racist. BMI was created on the ideal body type of typical white males. If the population is made up of white males, you can't then go and compare a black female's body against that. It just doesn't make sense. Number 4 is that the BMI categories are totally arbitrary. I just want to give you an example of exactly how arbitrary they are. In 1998, millions of Americans became obese overnight. And that's not because their weight changed. It's because the National Institute of Health changed the categories overnight. They moved the goalposts, so people who were previously in the normal range suddenly became overweight. And that's because the cutoff used to be 27 and it was moved down to 25. And to make this all the more suspicious, the National Institute of Health is influenced by the International Obesity Task Force, which is mostly funded by 2 pharmaceutical companies that, wait for it, make weight loss drugs. You literally can't make this stuff up. They had a vested interest of telling millions more people that they were overweight because then they could sell them the weight loss drug. I mean, what? Reason number 5 is that clinicians are now drawing the wrong conclusions about people. So a study in the International Journal of Obesity, and I've put the link in below, found that more than 30% of people that were in that normal category for weight were actually unhealthy for other reasons. On the other hand, there were a whole load of people who were labelled obese, but were actually really healthy from a metabolic perspective. They had good blood pressure, they had normal glucose levels, they had normal cholesterol levels, and no insulin resistance. Basically, the lab tests were showing that they were completely healthy. This shows that we absolutely cannot judge health by someone's weight alone. And my final reason number 6, is that measuring BMI can lead to disordered eating. According to the National Eating Disorders Association, reporting BMI inside schools can actually trigger disordered eating. Knowing your BMI as a child can actually be triggering, especially to someone who's already vulnerable to eating disorders. And if someone is already struggling with an eating disorder, BMI can actually trigger even worse disordered eating or lead to a full-blown eating disorder. So let me check in with you here. Do any of these reasons surprise you? Has it changed your mind about BMI? If so, drop me a hell yeah in the comments below. So why on earth are we still using BMI today with that list of reasons? And let me tell you, that's not all the reasons. That's just an overview of some of the reasons why BMI is problematic. Well, there are 2 reasons. Number 1 is that it's cheap and easy to use. So you're just getting someone's height and weight, and then supposedly that's telling you something about their health. But we know that that's not the case. And number 2 is that at the moment there isn't a good enough alternative that's still cheap to use. So if you're doing this on a population level, it's actually really expensive to go and get people's blood work and look at things like cholesterol and blood glucose level and all their other health indicators. So basically we're still using BMI because it's cheap and easy to use. So please, please, please don't hold on to BMI and weight too tightly as an indicator as whether you are healthy. And if you really want to find out more, do hop on to my free Food Freedom Masterclass to find out more about different ways to promote your health. As always, I've added some resources in the links below, and there's also information on how to register for my free Food Freedom Masterclass. And check out these videos next for more health and mindset tips. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and share it with your friends. Bye for now.